Once this happened, that light bulb went off. It was like, yep, y'all right. This could have ended today. And I think that's one of the things that shook up most of the community and the players in Enlow. They saw that light flash before their eyes. It's just something we preached all the time as a staff: is give it all you got every day, because you never know. It could be your last time playing football. So May 28, 2019, I was in my classroom. It was I had 4-period planning, so I was done teaching for the day, packing up my materials. I'm getting ready to leave for the day, ready to go, and my phone rang. And then it's one of the teammates, one of the football players. They call, then another one called, and my phone just kept buzzing. I couldn't even answer the phone calls fast enough. And then when I finally got to the phone call, I knew something wasn't right, because Chris was just like boo-hoo crying to the point I couldn't understand him. And I was like, well, where y'all at? He's like, we on New Bern. It's an accident. We don't know if Dirty D may be dead. And I was like, what? And at that moment, I just honestly, I just ran down the steps.
All right, so when you got in the ambulance, or we put you in the ambulance, right? We strapped you down to a board to try to protect your C-spine, your neck and back. You were coming off the straps, right? Now, some people knew you at 17, some people know you now, but your size ain't much different. You were a big 17-year-old. And certainly with your athletic abilities, you were a strong, big 17-year-old. So there was a total of 3 of us back here. I stood right there. Our doc stood right here, and then another provider sat right there. And it took everything we had to hold you down physically.
When I received the news about Daniel's accident, it was breathtaking.
I just remember that I had to stop what I was doing right then and there. I called my patient and, rescheduled, and I knew I had to get to the hospital.
We went to the hospital. We were there in like no time.
I felt like I was supposed to be there. I was supposed to be in the space.
I just basically, I would say in shock. Just wanting to know what is going on, because I hadn't seen anything. I'm just going by hearsay.
Went in and it was kids everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It was kids. Daniel's friends was everywhere.
The spirit within that hospital just lets me know that, yes, we needed to rally.
We were really worried. Mm-hmm. We were really worried and concerned about Daniel.
You're not thinking so much of, man, this young kid is beating the crap out of us. You're thinking, man, he's sick, he's not feeling well. What can I do to make him know that I'm here to help him and calm him down?
And I jumped in my car so fast, and I'm sure they was probably like, who is this? Because you hear my tires screeching. I'm out of there. I'm burning rubber. I'm coming down New Bern. I know I probably should have got a ticket. I know I was doing 100 easy.
And I got called to the office by the head principal, Dr. Chavis, to handle a situation with another player. And as we're handling the situation with another player, my phone is blowing up from another coach.
And I'm running red lights. I'm on the phone the whole time, and I'm trying to call Coach Kennedy.
Phone start going off.
He's not answering the phone. I'm trying to call Coach Block. He's not answering the phone.
I'm looking at my phone, but I'm kind of handling this situation over here, so it was just a lot going on at the time. So I'm thinking, okay, I can get back to this.
Because they were actually in a meeting together, and principal, they were all in a meeting, so no one was answering the phone. I'm like, yo, what is going on? And so I hang up and I continue to call, as I'm driving.
The phone and noticed the coach. The coach was Rico Brown, who called me. I knew he's not a coach that would consistently call if it was something that he could handle. So in my mind, this must be a problem.
And I finally got a hold to Coach Kennedy, and he could hear it in my voice. My voice was cracking. I'm like, yo, it ain't good. Dirty D and some other football players were in an accident.
Everything from there was like a blur.
I was like, we're here on New Bern, right past the The Dairy Queen.
By the time I really realized what was going on, I was at the hospital.
So I get there and the traffic is crazy.
You know, New Bern was backed up, so we couldn't get down New Bern.
The Dairy Queen may have been a quarter of a mile up from the median, and I jumped out the car and I just ran fast as I could.
So when I answered it, he was out of breath and he just said, Dirty was in an accident. Y'all got to get here.
I'm walking you through everything I'm doing, right? Hey, I'm gonna start this IV on you. Hey, we're gonna hold your neck. We're gonna suction the blood out of your airway, right? We're walking you through everything, even though you may not mentally know what we're telling you. In our minds, you're hearing everything we're doing, right? So we want to make sure that we're explaining it to you and trying to help you understand and grasp the gravity of it. So as difficult as it is, you learn over time how to deal with combative patients, because I don't want to hurt you worse, right? Yeah. I'm a big guy too, right? I could certainly lay on top of your legs and hold you still, right? We could give you medicine and sedate you and hold you still. But is that the best treatment? Probably not.
And then I see him in the ambulance, and then all the other football players that were around, all of them are crying. I'm trying to console them, and I'm trying to be strong at the same time and not show my emotions.
As the adult, you cannot waver. You have to be steadfast in your emotions, take the emotions out of it, and hey, this is what we're going to do next.
I'm like, man, what in the world? Then when you see the car, you look at the car and you like, somebody walked out of this car? And it's just a horrific sight. I'm just like, yo, this is not good.
In your particular situation, we knew you had some head trauma, right? So our main goal is to make sure we don't further injure you, but also treat your injuries as we can, right? You were producing a lot of blood from the inside of your legs where you had them, the wounds right there. So that made it very slippery because you're bleeding a lot from there. So when we're trying to hold your legs, our hands are slipping through that blood, right? So I think when I got to the hospital, I was covered. Our doctor was covered in blood. The other provider was covered in blood. That's not even things you consciously think about at the time, right? You're just doing what you need to do.
And then that's when I call Daniel's dad. I can hear him, the anxiety starting to come upon him. I could just hear it all in his voice. And he's just like, what's going on? And then I'm like, hey, Mr. Brian, I don't know. I just got here. I really can't tell you what condition he's in. I don't know. But I said, just do me a favor, calm down. I just ask you meet me at Wake Med. You can just meet me there. The ambulance took Daniel and some other students, and they headed to Wake Med and just meet us there. Within 30 minutes, half the school was at the hospital.